This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Mike McGOLDRIck here at the BOXXER bubble. Mike, first and foremost, how you doing?
I'm doing alright, mate. Just need to get to bed soon, get some more water and that down me, and ready for fight night tomorrow.
I was going to say, obviously, a 4 p.m. weigh-in. I'm sure that wasn't ideal for yourself on the back of a couple of days isolated.
It's not the best. Obviously, it's better to have it early in the morning, and you've got plenty of time to get refueled and all that. But I haven't had to strip down to anything drastic, so I should have plenty of time.
Talking about kind of this experience, first and foremost, Mike, obviously being in a bubble, not being able to go outside for a walk the way that you could in a normal fight week, how have you found it?
Not going outside for a walk that's easy, but like obviously when you fight, you're getting down to a certain weight, so you know what you're eating and you know what you're drinking. So getting to the hotel room with 4 days of prepared food and not having a fridge and having to sort all that out, and then sitting in your room and have you got enough to get you through and counting everything out, actually preparing for it, that's been a bit of a ball ache, so to speak. But being here, it's just, you just want to get into fight night, which is the same as any other fight. You just can't wait to get there and get it over and done with, so not really much.
What have you been doing with your downtime? You mentioned getting here 4 days before fight night. Are you analysing, studying the other guys who are in the tournament? Are you just trying to keep your mind off of the fight up until probably tonight when you go to sleep or tomorrow when you wake up?
I just do the same as everyone else does, mate. Play on Instagram and Facebook, to be fair. I don't overanalyse things at the end of the day. Maybe if I had a full training camp, I'd been analysing things and going over things in my head, but 10 days notice, what am I going to look at a video now that's going to change my boxing style? Not much, is it? So I just got to be confident in what I'm doing. Maybe watch some old fights on Facebook on YouTube to get me in the mood. Scroll through Instagram, liking pictures, and that's about it. Same as everyone does.
Mike, what should everybody expect to see from yourself tomorrow night? For those who haven't been able to watch you so far in your career, what are we in store for?
Well, I've got a couple of knockouts and that, so I know I can bang. Obviously, it's 3 rounds, so you probably actually won't get to see me box to the full potential that I normally box, because it's not going to be like a boxing match. It's basically just a BARNSTORMER in it outside a nightclub at 3 a.m. with boxing gloves on. So you can expect it to be exciting, because you've got to win. As soon as you lose a round in a 3-round fight, you're knackered, aren't you? So you've got to go for it, aren't you? 100%.
Talks about that kind of a mental mind state. You're going into a fight where effectively, you need to be straight on top of your opponent from the first bell, because you have got 3 rounds to try and win that fight.
Well, it's just a different mindset to a normal boxing match. In a normal boxing match, you throw lots of feints and you pretend what you're going to do for a lot of the time to see how they're going to react, and then you can set things up later on further down the line. You haven't got time to do that here. If he hits you with 4 or 5 punches while you're setting stuff up, you're behind in the round. If you get knocked down, and you need to win the next 2 rounds, just to get a draw if you're lucky. So basically, you haven't got any time to think. So you've just got to expect it to be full-on, blown-out fight. And if you go in 3 rounds, you'll have no energy left at the end of it, and that's how you're going to accept it. So just do that.
You're facing Harry Woods in your semi-final rather, on tomorrow's night's bill. What do you know about Harry? He's got a big size advantage over yourself.
I don't know anything about him. I'd never heard of him until this competition, and that's no disrespect to Harry. It's just because he's new in his career. I know he's had a lot of amateurs, so he's going to have good preparation to go 3-3s. And I know he's tall. And like we were just saying earlier, if you're fighting someone where there's a big size advantage, if they're a good small boxer or a good tall boxer, you need time to see what they're going to bring to the fight and try and move off and sell them feints and see how they're looking to defend and how they're looking to counter. I haven't got time, so I'm just going to try and force it a little bit and see what happens. I'm sure he'll be doing the same.
I mean, obviously in the other semi-final you have Chelli versus Georgiev, late replacement Georgiev today, because unfortunately the original opponent had tested positive for COVID-19. What are your thoughts on that? And do you think about it and how it might change any form of approach?
First of all, I'm a bit gutted for Ben Ridings. I don't know him personally, but I've had him on social media for a while, and I know he put a lot into it, so I'm gutted for him. So obviously that's how COVID's affected everyone this year, so sorry to hear about that. But I'm sure it won't affect Zach, and I'm sure the other lad that's been brought in is probably on a high now because he's buzzing because he wasn't going to fight. So it probably won't affect either of the mentalities with it being such a short fight. Again, they'll just go in there and it'll be a barnstormer. I don't even know the other lad. I've never seen him box. I know Zach's a good kid. I've seen him fight. He looks like a fighter. He looks really strong, young, athletic. So should be a good fight as well.
Zach will be the favourite heading into tomorrow night. He's obviously been on bigger shows, had more opportunities so far in his career. Does that mean anything to you? Do you look at that? Does he annoy you, or does he kind of just water off the duck's back?
It don't mean anything in a 3-rounder. It means absolutely bollocks all in a 3-rounder. Like obviously, I think he fought Jack Cullen recently, did he? Yep. And was that a 12-rounder or a 10-rounder? And I know he's fought Umar Sadiq, yep, and Cody Davis. They were long fights as well. So if I was heading into a 12-rounder with him, I'd be like, okay, this is a different thing for me, that he's got experience on me. But it's a 3-rounder. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. 3 rounds.
Have you thought about what a win here would do for your career and where it could kind of lead to?
Well, I'm 35 and all I've ever wanted from boxing is a title around my waist, an area title or an English title, and that might sound modest to goals to someone that's a bit younger than me, but I'm hoping that if I can win it or at least put on some good performances, I'll be considered for fighting for one of them titles in the next year, because I've got no time to waste.
Mike, boxing behind closed doors tomorrow night, it'll be a different atmosphere to what I'm sure most of everybody who's on the card will have been used to. What are you expecting from it though in terms of the atmosphere?
I'm not really bothered about the atmosphere. It's more like you'll probably be able to hear the cornermen and things like that, and you'll be able to hear all the punches that you're hurting with, and you'll be able to hear them heavy breathing. But everyone's had amateur. We've all had amateur fights. We've all done it in empty places before. We've all done it. I've done it in a club when you were still like smoke inside. So not having a crowd there doesn't bother me at all. Absolutely no difference.
All right, Michael, we'll leave it there now. I'll leave you to go and enjoy the rest of your night. But for everyone who will tune in, who can't be there tomorrow night, what would you like to say to them?
Tune in for some exciting fights, 3-rounders, all or nothing. Cheers.
Mike, thanks for Speeds Boxing Social.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.